guest today is Dr. Abdul Rahman, Group Managing Director of CIMB. So firstly, thank you for joining us today on CEO to CEO. Now, sustainability is a key strategic pillar for us at Versa, and we know it is a key strategic pillar for my friends at CIMB. If you could share with us a little bit of your journey and the role that, as you see it, that financial intermediaries play in this space.
Thank you, Dato'. First, thank you very much for inviting me for this forum. This forum is extremely important given how important it is, the sustainability agenda, for not just for CIMB, but for corporate Malaysia. So it's a real pleasure to be with you today, to able not only to just share effectively the CIMB journey, but also effectively to learn and effectively and see what are the areas that we can actually further improve on. Yeah, as an industry, financial institutions play an extremely critical role in driving sustainability, as we are the facilitator of capital and financial flows. We can influence where funds are channeled to, and can help ensure that this impact society in the areas particularly that's positive, as well as minimize the harm that it has on the society. In the past, I think we have to recognize that global banks have been a growth conduit for certain industries and sectors that may have detrimental impact to future society. And obviously this has to cease. So we as banks, as an industry, must acknowledge our inherent responsibility in mobilizing the global transition in an effort to ensure effectively a better future for all society. At the same time, effectively, we really believe that there's been increasing expectation from our stakeholders to improve the stewardship in the ESG area. Now, of course, this is appropriate given the significant influence we have through our financial and banking services. But at the same time, Dato', I would like to highlight that we really believe that investing in sustainability is positive for business. It is expected that more than 8.1 trillion investment is required to facilitate the shift towards sustainability, and banks can leverage on that to help grow our business. Now, specifically on CIMB, I'm sure people are aware that CIMB is one of the ASEAN's leading banking group. We are Malaysia's second largest financial services provider and ASEAN's fifth largest banking group by asset. Now, we operate in all 10 ASEAN countries. We have 33,000 strong team with more than 17 million customers. Now, under our own Forward 23 Plus strategic plan, really as part of our ambition to be the leading focused ASEAN bank, the sustainability is a really core theme as part of our vision, really to become a purpose-driven organization aimed at advancing customers and consumer. So this is extremely important, basically, agenda for us, and the reason is not apart from, of course, the importance about transitioning, etc., and all that. It is extremely important simply because it is the right thing to do. So for us, effectively, our journey effectively on the sustainability space is really because we are committed to doing whatever is required to really leave this place, this life, a better place for our future generation than compared to the position that we inherit.
Laudable goals, Dato'. I mean, clearly sustainability is fundamental. I mean, lots of talk about, I mean, it is a challenge because even so we're now talking about where do we go? We're pushing the horizon. We used to think in terms of 5 years, 10 years, and now we're talking about net zero 2050. What can you share with us? How is CIMB integrating and beginning to think about this long-term commitment?
Yeah, maybe I'll step back a bit, Dato, to share effectively the journey that we started and how we think effectively about integrating sustainability in terms of operation. Our journey started quite a long way back. In 2007, I think we launched our CIMB Foundation. Then I think the real journey began in 2018, whereby we initiated our sustainability strategy formulation. Then we became in 2019 one of the first founding member and the first ASEAN signatory of the UNEP Financial Institution Responsible Banking Principle. So this really committed us to strategically align our business, our products, our services to meet targets and goals set under the UN Sustainability Development Goals and Paris Agreement. At the same time, you mentioned at the start, we also launched effectively our inaugural Cooler Earth Sustainability Summit. And then the journey continued effectively in 2020, whereby we started to enhance our sustainable finance and target setting. And then we really also came out with our coal sector guide, I think, where we are the first bank in Malaysia to commit to no new coal financing and to exit coal by 2040. So that effectively is the start of how, I guess, basically our journey to date. Now, how do we really integrate or embed effectively sustainability into our operation? The way we try to do it is really based on the principle or the framework that we have actually developed. So we firstly see sustainability as integrated as a core aspect of our Forward 23 Plus strategic plan. Sustainability is one of the 5 strategic themes, which is in line with our vision, as I mentioned, to be a purpose-driven organization. And then we did what we call or develop a clear sustainability roadmap, which revolves really 5 focus areas. The first one is sustainable action. This is how to embed sustainability in our operation, minimizing our carbon footprint in all that we actually do internally. Now, second, effectively, it's all about the sustainable business, meaning how can we create positive impact through our business, through sustainable financing and investment products, and really encouraging and assisting our customer in their own sustainability journey. The third part is about the CSR. How do we use a portion of the profits that we generate and the resources that we have to contribute positively in our community? And then we layer this by really inculcating what we call a good governance and risk management framework. This is how do we govern, track, and report sustainability risks. And at the end of the day, also how do we have better and more effective stakeholder engagement? This is how we build capability and capacity internally, as well as engage and raise awareness and champion sustainability externally. So the way we think about it is that to really do this properly, we really got to integrate the so-called sustainability agenda within all of our operation. Now, I wouldn't say that we have delivered it all. It is still work in progress, but we are very conscious through this Sustainability 2024 roadmap that covers these 5 areas, that the journey that we have is robust, and we hope to actually to deliver meaningful impact.
Thanks, Dr. I mean, you touched on footprint, and clearly banks and investors are under increasing pressure around reducing the footprint, if you like. Perhaps if you could, Dr., share with us a little bit of the work that CIMB is putting in place around reducing your footprint with your customers and your impact.
Yeah, so our focus in this area is mainly on minimizing our negative impact or negative capital through having a clear environment and climate commitment. We are developing this, and then we plan to commit, and this will be forthcoming very soon, to a net zero commitment for Scope 1 and Scope 2 by 2030, and net zero for Scope 1, 2, and 3 by 2050. I think initially, there was a concern whether we would be able, how do we deliver this? But we are now comfortable that we have that path towards making sure that not only we announce the commitment, but we have the path to be an ability to actually to ensure that we meet the commitment that we actually announce. Second, effectively, is really developing and implementing a clear sector guides for our business. I mentioned already about our new coal or no financing of new coal and exit coal by 2040. But we also have what we call a no deforestation and no pit and no exploitation policy that we are integrating to our existing sector guides, whether it's palm oil, construction, forest, oil and gas, and effectively to protect effectively not only our environment but workers and community in the high risk sector. Now, my belief effectively, not only on top of effectively of the environment, we really, particularly in corporate Malaysia, we really got to perhaps focus more. And I think this is something that Bursa's chairman have highlighted, really tackling, I think, the big issue about Malaysia, which is I call labor practices, to really tackle the issue about safeguarding human rights in corporate Malaysia, because I think it's an extremely powerful and important topic that corporate Malaysia need to actually to tackle.